Good morning to all traders and welcome on this Monday, the 14th of September. I hope you had a good weekend as we now look into the trading week for potential opportunities. Over the weekend, pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca and the Oxford University have resumed clinical trials of their COVID-19 vaccination. This comes as testing was paused last week over safety concerns. Tropical storm Sally has entered the Gulf of Mexico as it continues its ascension towards New Orleans. Reports today that the tropical storm will turn into a hurricane in the next few days as oil refineries look to start closing down again due to the hurricane season shifting into another gear. There are also reports of other hurricanes following behind as well. This is a detrimental time for America as 100 wildfires over 10 states show no signs of slowing down either. As the US presidential election race heats up, former mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, is planning to provide $100 million in the state of Florida as recent polls show Biden is losing grip over Trump in the Sunshine State. It's a pivotal battleground, as we all know, in the November election, as it gives 29 electoral college votes out of the 270 required. Across the other side of the pond, Boris Johnson is braced for weeks of criticism as his internal market bill received scrutiny for the first time in Parliament today. The list of high-level figures opposed to the legislation are two former Prime Ministers, Tony Blair and John Major. The bill has also caused anger in the US as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has warned there is absolutely no chance of a US-UK trade deal passing through Congress if the legislation is approved. So to start off the week, I wanted to take you through a couple of minor pairs. I was noticing the pound-yen over the last week has fallen. The pound has fallen across the board, but I wanted to take you on the yen pair as well. So what I've noticed over the past few months is we've seen highs since the COVID pandemic has hit. Then we've done the downside leg. So this is completed. Now we were looking at the upside for the recovery. So what I've seen is a bit of a channel forming over the last few months. I wanted to take you back to the beginning of the year at least, just to show you the perspective. So it's broken now through this channel. And if we just let's put a Fibonacci just from the lowest of the year to the recent high. So let me just zoom in a little bit further so you can see better. So let's bring it a bit closer. So yeah, as I've seen here, we've now broken through the lower channel. We're going to the 38.2, which is around the mid 135 area, and there's plenty of more opportunities for the downside. So we're looking at lower 130, a break underneath that we'll see is us keep going to yearly lows. If we can bounce off this kind of support area here that we've seen, as I said, the mid 135, the lower 135 range, there is potential for the upside, obviously depending on the fundamental news as well, and that could bring us into the medium regression. So what I'll be looking at over the course of the week, I don't want to go too short term because there is a lot of still Brexit talks to keep going through Parliament. We can see that a potential upside bounce, or it could keep falling closer to the lower 130s. So I believe that if it does get down to this range, there is potential to keep going down and to the yearly lows as well that we experienced. I also want to take you through the Euro Australian as well today, because again, we've completed this downside leg and now it seems like it's going through a bit of a channel support. So what I've noticed again over the last few weeks, I'll just bring it a bit more closer so it's a bit better perspective. So from the low we've seen some support, again some support here, and it's just kind of broken out a little bit, tested it, and now it's going back up to the medium regression line approximately around this area here. So I'll be looking again if it's going to keep breaking down. If it can push past this support line, there is further downside. I'll take you to the 2-hour chart on the Euro Aussie. So on the shorter term perspective, we can see these tests here at the support. If we just put in a small Fibonacci from the recent low to the recent high, again, so what we're seeing here is after it's gone through this ranging sideways channel, it is looking to break out. On the upside, we can see it pushing towards the mid 163. On the downside, we can see a bit of a test at the 38.2, and there's no reason why it's not going to test these levels again. So 1.62 and 1.61. So we're looking in the range in the short term of possibly going towards the 162, 161 region, and then I'll be interested to see if it can actually break through this support line. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and if you have any questions or comments, just please leave them on the post. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye for now.